Hello and welcome to the It's Raining Crafts podcast. My name is Raina and I'll be your host. I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. Um, how are you all doing? I hope that you're doing well. You see I'm matching today my hat and my shirt. Blue is one of my favorite colors and I wear it all the time. This is the second Barley hat that I ever made on the needles. You could see it's very comfortable too. The last one I had on last week was 96 stitches. This is 84. And it fits a lot better than the 96 did. So, today was a preschool day, so I'm recording late in the evening, but not too late. It's about 6:30ish. So, let's get to the knitting. The first FO was what I told you about last week. I didn't tell you. I didn't show you to you because I wore them that day. So, these are my Mother Frogging yarn. I think they're called not Stitch Surfer, but self-striping yarn. It's like a tealy and like a yellow. They're very comfortable. I did 8 rows for the cuff and 32 rows for this part, and then I did a heel flap and gusset, and voila, they're done. So I love these socks. I wanted to wear them today, but I knew that when I came home I needed to record, so I didn't wear them. So anyway, that's done and off the needles, and I'm working on a few other projects right now. I have some, now that I know how to knit socks, I always have socks on the needles. I always have 2 pair on the needles because I have them in different places, or almost the same place. And sorry, I'm looking at my notes. And so anyway, let's get to what is on my needles. On my needles, this is a Christmas gift, so I'm not going to take it out of the bag. This is my Star Knits Hedgehog bag. Reminds me of Mario Brothers because of the mushrooms, and the hedgehogs remind me of Sonic. But I was never a Sega player when it was out and popular. I was always a Nintendo player, so the flowers and the mushrooms definitely remind me of Mario Brothers. So, that's what's going on. And this is a Christmas gift for my grandmother-in-law, who I knitted a hitchhiker for, but since her birthday falls in January too, I have some fiber on my hand. I'm going to double up her Christmas gift and her birthday gift. So, that's that. And it's so funny because when I bought the yarn first, I bought the bag and the yarn from 2 different vendors at a festival. And then I realized that they match. The colors match together. You really can't tell. But it really, it's like, hey, it matches. So, the next project I have is for my mother's Christmas gift. I already told her, so I can show it on the podcast. I'm making her a pair of Rose City rollers. This is the first sock. It's out of Crazy Zauberball Fuchsia. I'm making it on my 9-inch circulars, size 3. I love my 9-inch circulars so much. When I get to that part today, I will tell you. When I pull out my other socks, I will tell you what happened to that today. But this is the first sock. I'm at the gusset decreases. So on my second sock, I'm trying to get to my decreases, my gusset decreases, so I can switch back and forth. So, anyway, I enjoy knitting the Rose City Rollers. There's not too much going on about them. When I knit socks, it has to be exact. So I have like a little post-it thing like this, and I have numbers written on it, and I cross them off as I go because digital row counters, they turn off as you're knitting, and I really don't like that. And then my Kindle, sometimes I use the counter on my Kindle if I don't have my notes with me, and that shuts off too. So, I really don't like that about it. So, anyway, the next project is my Hannah Fettig sweater, my contented cardigan. I have been knitting on this for the past few nights, just sitting in the living room while I'm watching TV, and I'm knitting because it's just straight purl and straight knit. So I have about, there's 26 rows down, and I have to do 70. So, I'm doing the increases. I like how it's coming out. I'm doing the increases and just knitting, and I know it's going to get harder, but I like how this is turning out. And the yarn is nice and squishy, and it's out of Barocco Weekend. I think it's the squash colorway. I found it on, when I googled it, that's what they called it. It does look like a squash color. So, that's it. That's it for now, and while I'm watching TV tonight, because tonight's a big premiere night, The Voice is back on, and I watched The Voice just for Gwen Stefani and Adam Levine, because they're two of my favorite singers, and I like to watch them bicker. I like to watch Adam and Blake bicker back and forth over the singers. But last year, after my favorite one was eliminated, I think, was it on in the spring or was it last year that Sarah Potenza was on there, and she reminded me of Janis Joplin, and when Blake got rid of her, I'm like, that's it, I'm done, I'm not watching it for the rest of the season, and I didn't. But now that Gwen's back on, I'll definitely watch, because I grew up listening to No Doubt, and her husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, Gavin Rossdale, was the love of my life. Ever since 16 Stone came out, it's like, oh my god, I love that guy. He has awesome hair, and he has an awesome voice, and yeah, I was totally in love with it. But that was 1994 they came out, so I was still in high school then, but it's still kind of funny. And so the next one is in my I didn't say which bags I had them in. So in this bag, I have this bag right here. It has Daleks on it from Doctor Who. It's from Slip Stitch Studios, my Dalek soft bag. So whenever I see it, my son today was saying, look at the Daleks! Look, the robots from Doctor Who! And he's 4 years old. He's like, Daddy likes Doctor Who. I said, I know Daddy likes Doctor Who, because I like Doctor Who too. So, that's and it's reversible. I usually don't reverse it because the pockets are on inside, and that's where I keep my extra needles. And then in my Hannah Fettig project, I call this a triple because I have a chicken boot double, and this is bigger than my double. So, and it closes differently. So I think it's, it's big enough that I can carry my sweater in it. And down here I have some Trigun needles. I keep up my needles with my project as I'm working on them if I need to switch. So in my Erin Lane flower bag right here, I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place today. My Erin Lane flower bag is the Christmas sock that I'm knitting on. Now, I decided that I'm not going to put this sock in the craft show because, everything that I sell has to be perfect. And I'm not perfect at making socks right now. So I only make socks for me and my mother, and I'm going to make a pair for Natalie. But right now, I'm doing the heel flap, and I am on row 28 of 30 before I do my heel turn. So, today I was in a rush this morning to go pick up Kel from preschool, and I grabbed this, and when I got to my in-laws, I realized that I didn't have the third double point needle. So I took my 9-inch circular, and it's holding my stitches right now. It works. It's holding my stitches right now while I did my heel flap with my other double point. Because usually I have this on here. This with these stitches on it. So, and I carried a third double point, but I didn't have one. I thought that might have fallen out of my purse. It didn't. So, there's that. And so when I was, so another reason why I didn't want the deadline is approaching for the craft show, and I didn't want to stress out over pristine socks, and I didn't know what to price them for, and it's a lot of work for me to knit a pair of socks. It probably takes me about like 4 weeks. Not 4 weeks, but I never really time myself on how long I make a pair of socks. Maybe I'll do that next time when I make Natalie's socks. So, other than that, I have been playing with my drop spindle. Drop spindle. And it's a lot of fun. And it's really not hard to drop spindle as I thought it was, because I just throw this over my shoulder, because then you spin and it twists, and then you just make it from that. But I won't go into. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Usually when I'm bored and not knitting all my other projects, I knit on that. So, and what else have I been doing? Yeah, and I've been watching more YouTube videos on how to do it, on how to join the Fiverr and not to get the bumps when you join the Fiverr. when you join new fiber with the old, with the fiber. When you join the previous fiber with the new fiber, how to prevent those bumps. So I've been, practice makes perfect. It's what I have to say, and I'll eventually get there, and then I have a whole drawer of fiber down below that I haven't touched. So, anyway, I haven't touched a blanket. I'm sorry, Mom. I've been doing other things, and plus I have an ear infection. It's not an excuse that I have an ear infection on not knitting your blanket. It's just that I wanna start on a new month, and maybe it'll be next week. So, acquisitions. So, in searching for yarn for Natalie, I came across two colors. One's a Crazy Zarrow ball, and one's Lion Brand Sock Ease. This is the Crazy Zarrow ball, and this is the Sock Ease yarn. It's grays and it's greens, and it looks like there's brown or maybe purple. But I decided to knit her yellow socks. So maybe I'll keep those for her for the future. But I have been busy knitting and doing all this. I have been sick the past. Not sick, but my ear has been bugging me. I have an ear infection, and it's been bugging me for like the past week. So I finally went to the doctor and got some medicine for that, and hopefully by next week, by the next time I record, it'll be gone. But and other things. Oh, so I'm really not good at Kitchener stitch when you sew up the toe. And I wore my first pair of socks today, my yellow socks that I knit back in February, and my son, he always plays on the bed. He always plays on the bed while we're sitting there and we're watching TV at my in-laws. And he's like, "Mommy has a hole in her sock." And I looked, and I did. Yeah, so this was the first pair of socks that I did. I have no idea how to fix them. If you have any advice for me on how to fix them, that would be wonderful. But, oh, crap. Sorry about that. That would be wonderful. But, other than that, nothing else is going on in the world, in my world of knitting. I have a lot of podcasts that I am catching up on, and I hope that you have a good week, and I will talk to you next time, and hopefully I will have more of the show. Bye bye. Happy knitting.